Hello, I hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to the Esports Rewind podcast. As per usual, how you doing today, Zan?
Yo, life is good. I'm tired. We're both tired.
Yeah, we were just talking about how tired. Let's not be tired for these guys that are actually watching us. As always, thank you guys for watching. If you are new to the Esports Rewind podcast, we break down all the latest, greatest, surprising news that we experienced this past week. Zan, I got some good stuff for you.
So do I. It's been a long week.
It's been an interesting week, to say the very, very least. So are you ready to get into it?
Let's go.
All right, let's hop into it, guys. I'll take first story. We hope you all enjoy. Let's get rolling. Zan. You know, we might actually have our first, I don't know if I want to call it, I don't want to call it fame, but we might have our first big personality on the show sometime soon. I think you now know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got a pretty good idea.
So I'm not really sure what's going to come out.
PewDiePie,
right? I was complimenting PewDiePie and he just wanted to hop on. No, unfortunately, it's not due to compliments. It's actually due to criticism. I'm not really sure what you guys know as of Friday, which is the day this goes live. It is currently Wednesday, and I am in the DMs of Mr. Keemstar himself.
Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend.
I don't know if we should be. Are we
I don't know. Yeah.
Should we be? Someone out there's like, oh, really? Like you're actually just high fiving for that. If we did give you guys background though, I was criticizing him and his vehement defense. That's a big word for me, by the way. Vehement.
Yeah. Not even said it correctly too. Like nailed it. Got it in one.
Had to Google that one before the podcast, but his defensive face kind of has been seemingly so. Not necessarily biased, but just his stance has been because of what we assume is personal relationships, and he has been just so one-sided. I called him out for it. He responded a little bit on Twitter, kind of bashing me and my response. I fired back a response to his response, and here we are. It's not PewDiePie, and we're in the DMs, and he wants to come on the show, and I'm like, heck yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of just an announcement, really, for a new. I'm excited though.
Yeah, I could see this being a really good dialogue.
And it's not even. It's sorry for the microphone noise there. It's not even for me to attack the guy. It's not like he attacked me necessarily. I didn't really attack him. It's kind of just attacking our views on the situation. And so for me, it's kind of an open door for hopefully a future personality to come on the show as well, where we can have an open format discussion and we can equally talk about why we believe our sides are the right ones. And so I'm just pretty freaking excited, to say the least.
No, yeah, I think it has a lot of potential to be a really good interview for everybody.
Yeah.
Because I think, like you said, neither of you were like personally attacking one another.
Yeah.
Very much just like you don't agree on your views.
Yeah, and I hope it comes across that way. I hope we don't get on and all of a sudden we're in an interview type setting and we're just bashing each other.
Right.
And he starts bringing up things and I start bringing up things and all of a sudden I think it should be a great open discussion and hopefully kind of open people's eyes on both sides as to, why people have been supporting him on his side with FaZe, why people have been supporting my general side for Tfue and then of course the highest guy in between situation. So that's my first story. I'm pumped. I'm excited to get going.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to getting it recorded.
Heck yeah. And when you guys see it, you guys can watch it and we'll see what side you guys take. Hopefully mine.
So let me give you the context, right? So I was texting my friend Kira over the weekend, right? And she was like, Zan, I just saw the wildest thing. I don't know if I'm going crazy or not, right? And she's like...
Oh my, I feel like I'm blushing right now because I'm embarrassed for us as gamers. Oh my goodness. Hopefully Pete can show you guys screenshots of what I just watched. So it's Gamer Perfume.
It's Gamer Perfume. And so the problem was Kira and I could not find this commercial online whatsoever.
Yeah.
The only reason I was able to show you that video of it right now is because she happened to have the DVR on.
Yeah.
So it was recorded.
That's why it was really bad quality?
Yeah. Because it was just Kira recording
I hope
with
it's
her
not
phone.
out there for the public then.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Or maybe it's just like, it's like a European country kind of thing, like only a limited release.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
But basically, we just saw an ad for the wildest Gamer Perfume ever. It was like some dude.
Any Gamer Perfume's gonna be wild. So it's like the only Gamer Perfume, to be fair, which is man, it's like you'd think it'd be like an antiperspirant. It's got to have something like that. But
yeah, probably like an additional, like just on the side, just in case,
But on top of smelling good, it's also going to keep you from smelling worse because you're gamers. But because they have chosen better looking people too that have obviously never gamed their entire lives.
Yeah, it was the guy in the video was very much like let's say like a Tom Cruise type, or
but jacked,
but like super jacked,
and half naked.
Yeah,
which by the way,
half naked, riding a motorbike, and then a girl like jumps off of like some random truck and lands on the bike. And then there's like explosions happening in the background, and they're in the desert.
Then a car drives by with other model girls, and they get out, and the half naked dude is holding a trophy on his jacked shoulders.
Yeah, just like a random trophy.
And it's just like Gamer Perfume. It's in a weird accent. It's probably French. Who knows? Oh my!
It's wild.
It's wild the things that gaming is taking chances on in terms of branding, right? We just saw Xbox have their body wash limited release.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to talk about. What do you think about all these companies just being like, you know what, let's just throw the word gamer.
Yeah, literally that's what it is. That is legit what it is.
Yeah.
You can add gamer / esports / gaming in front of anything, and all of a sudden it works.
Yeah,
that is 100%.
Doesn't have to do anything with actual gaming.
Yeah, and I think
realistically speaking,
it makes sense though at this point in time to cash grab before that bubble pops, because we
talked
about the bubble,
right? Yeah.
And so I do I think it will do well though? What I just saw, no. Do I think Xbox shampoo and body wash has a chance? Yes.
What about Razer's new energy drink, Respawn?
Oh my gosh, there's so much coming out that is just so. There's too many things to keep up with. So obviously not all of them are going to do well, but one of them's gonna take off.
We found the one.
It's gonna be this game of Perfume, and it's gonna be all over. Apparently.
We'll all be wearing it in like a year. Just watch,
dude. Oh my! If you ever come back and we have a gamer Perfume sponsor, I think we've made it. Honestly.
Is that what that means? I don't know. I don't know.
We're either desperate or we've made it. There's a fine line. We'll be riding it. All right, we got a response. It's not from Keemstar, though.
Okay.
It's actually from Epic Games. I think we talked about this last week. Updates on those stories. I feel like I talk about 3 subjects every week. I talk about FaZe.
It does go by quickly.
I talk about OpTic. And I talk about Epic Games or some developer. This one's about Epic Games. They have officially responded about not paying their players.
Okay, what did they have to say?
So we talked about it last week. A little refresher for all of you guys who didn't keep up with that. Pretty much a lot of players out there. I believe dozens of players. All of them were owed under $10,000 each. And so substantially, it was together a pretty big amount, but a lot of it was because players were filling out information incorrectly, paperwork was being done incorrectly, so on and so forth. So Epic has now released a post for all of you guys who are not being paid. Don't worry, they're installing a new payment system to make it easier to track. They already posted this stuff publicly anyway, so we knew about this. We made a video about this. You should not be worried. Epic has a $30 million event. There's no way they're not going to pay a kid $6,000.
No, yeah, right.
So I was never really worried about it, but I'm glad they're clarifying even further. Because if I was a kid or a teenager and I just won $6,000, better believe I want my freaking money.
Yeah, definitely.
So they're clarifying everything, making the process easier, and then kind of going back through and actually making a way so you can verify whether your payment is on the way and if you've even filled it out correctly.
Right.
So great response on their end, I think. Great transparent response.
I agree.
And kind of situation resolved and should not be worried. Although I'm sure in the coming weeks we'll still have players complaining about.
Oh, definitely.
Still not being paid my $6,000.
Like, I misspelled my name on PayPal.
Yeah, I gave them the wrong forms. What are they doing, dude? And so people are going to continue to blame Epic Games, but they are working on it. A great response, I think, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the Epic has been really, really amazingly transparent throughout this entire process.
Yeah. Throughout this process,
if you this one
individual moment, because honestly, right when I heard you say Epic has been amazing, people are just gonna cut that part out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Epic is awesome at this one thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, good news for all of you players out there not being paid. You will be paid eventually. It's going to take some time, but at least Epic is telling us the truth on this one, or so we think.
I think it's people should be very much aware that it's not like when you're transferring thousands of dollars, it's not always as easy. Just going like, oh, let me type in.
There are a lot of legal stipulations around paying younger people.
It's a little complicated.
Especially when you throw in the fact there are so many younger kids. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Government's going to step in and say, why are you paying so many kids so much cash? Like,
what's going on over here?
Randy? Whoa, sorry. Anyway, moving on. Next story.
We're revisiting the Metarama Festival we talked about a couple weeks ago.
We talked about this morning. I'm excited.
Super briefly.
Yes.
Yeah, it seems really promising, actually.
When you first brought it up, it was not promising to me, and now they revealed...
Yeah, I got some of the notable names.
Yeah.
We want to take a list at the lineup. We're talking about this today because the lineup was just released, as well as like ticket prices and all that kind of jazz, right? So, couple people who are going. We got Marshmello, we got Ninja, we got Jacksepticeye, we got Snoop Dogg, we got Lil Yachty, we got Courage, we got Valkyrie, we got Diesel, who is, for those of you not in the know, it's Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, that's what you meant by that. He's going
Shaq himself.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he goes by DJ Diesel when he performs.
And apparently that was an old name he used to go by.
Yeah, he's bringing it back.
So he's performing?
Apparently.
This is going to be a weird...
He's performing at multiple festivals this year, oddly enough.
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, I didn't know until I was like, I saw the name Diesel on the lineup, and then in like really, really small quotations, it says Shaquille O'Neal. I was like,
oh,
what?
So the things that us gamers are just so like we just don't know at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. It seems really promising, but it's a really weird event too.
Because a lot of the list as well they're not performers, they're not artists, they're personalities. So you gotta wonder what are ticket prices like too.
Okay.
By the way, it's in Vegas, guys.
Yeah.
Zan will be there.
Jake will also be there.
I'm
gonna drag Jake there.
I might be there. We're gonna try and get press passes.
I'll fill out your press application for you.
Thank you. Okay, we might be there. So if anyone's in Vegas and wants to like buy us drink, wants to like attend with us or like see us, we you'll be there. I might be there. Probably gonna be there. So what's ticket prices looking like?
Okay, general admission is $150.
Oh,
so a little on the steep side for
Never
2
mind.
days.
Unless I get a press pass, I can't make no.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, that's understandable, especially considering like the kind of stuff they got going on. That's where I'm wondering what their deal is.
And that price would definitely make sense considering the names they pulled in.
Oh,
and
yeah,
know Ninja is not flying to Vegas for a cheap amount of money.
There is a reason that currently the highest tier VIP badge you can get is.
I saw what your lips were about to say.
I have to double check.
I saw what your lips were about to say.
It's such a ridiculous amount. It's $860. Immediately below that, the next VIP ticket is $400.
Oh my goodness! Well, I mean, so how many days? Like, what is that?
2 days.
So 2 days that gets you all day, pretty much both days.
Basically, just gets you access to basic events, standard festival, general admission stuff. Like you can, it doesn't come with like meet and greets and all that.
It doesn't come with that?
No, you have to pay more for that.
But if you pay the $860, then am I gonna get?
Oh yeah, the $860 comes with like all of that.
God,
stuff,
I would hope
course,
so.
Right?
I mean, with all that being said, though, the information he gave us on Metarama, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Last week, it pretty much sounds like a semi-music festival / gaming festival / get to see all your favorite personalities all in one.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say for a guy like me, that's a pretty high ticket price. But if you get to at least see people, take pictures with them, I would hate to see me pay $150.
Yeah.
I see Ninja walking by the cotton candy stand. I'm like, Ninja, can I get a picture? And he goes, gotta have the VIP pass.
Yeah.
That would suck.
That would be the worst.
That would be really sad, and I hope it's not like that.
Like, hopefully not. There's some language in the way they're talking about the tickets that has me worried though.
Yeah.
Like for example, in the VIP, like in the or the super VIP, they call it the power up badge, the 861.
Gaming terms.
Yeah, I know, right? They're one of us. You see, they're
not trying to make money. They're one of us.
They mention unlimited in and out privileges, which is just weird. Like I'm wondering if they're
no, Zach.
Like, I'm worried they're good because they only have 2 stages at the event, right? That they're going to be cycling like events between. So I'm wondering if they're going to be like, oh yeah, you can't go into that stage. Actually, you went in, you came out, you got to stand.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, right. Like that's what.
Oh
that's
my
where
gosh.
my head immediately goes.
Or just an event in general. Once you're in, you're in. Once you leave, you're gone.
Yeah.
Because then of course you can force people to pay for all the food, all the drinks they need on the premise. We're on to you, Metarama.
Yeah.
Give us a press pass. We'll take this video down, but we are on to you guys. That is okay. That is very suspicious. Yeah. I'm glad you looked into the wording at least.
Yeah, definitely. But to be fair to the event, there are some cool things going on. Like they're having an exhibition match for the Overwatch League.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the drone racing as well.
Yeah.
And then also to be fair as well, for security purposes, the whole in and out thing would make a bit of sense. I'm sure they have the reasons.
To an extent, but I first of all, I don't see how that's viable in a festival environment.
Yeah.
Like I've literally never seen that happen.
Okay.
With like any kind of.
I'm trying to give reasons here. I'm trying to be positive about this.
No worries. Who knows how they're gonna? I don't want to speculate more because we might be completely off.
Yeah, for sure.
But last thing on the subject. Pardon me. I saw they mentioned they're having amateur esports car racing as an event.
Amateur esports car racing.
What does that mean?
That's a title. They can't mean real cars because that's just.
Of course not.
So it's got to be like little race cars.
I don't know.
But why would they call it amateur esport? Is there an esport of car race? Wait, that wouldn't be an esport.
Is there a car game out right now that it has an esports scene
that we don't know about? Maybe like is there a Formula 1 or like a NASCAR kind of thing?
Yeah, I think.
Should we go and find out?
Forza maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
should we go and
Maybe
find out
not.
and let them know about what that is?
Well, you know what? We'll check back next week. We'll let you guys know.
We will keep you guys posted on Metarama, especially when it comes time for like podcast number 15 when time is around.
Yeah.
And when we go, we'll let you guys know what amateur esports racing.
Yeah, honestly, I want to. Oh, that's the other weird thing. They said you can't film at all on the actual festival grounds without a chaperone. And you have to schedule to have
even
that
if you're
chaperone.
18 or older.
No, yeah, blanket statement.
So I got to bring my mom, even when like.
No, like a festival employee chaperone.
Oh,
like for press.
I'm an
Because
idiot.
I was looking at all the press like details and stuff, right? And they're like, yeah, you got to have somebody from the festival walk around with you if you're filming, and they have to know what you're filming beforehand, and you have to schedule to have that person. So
it makes being pressed pretty hard.
yeah. And that kind of makes me sketched out too, because I'm like, why don't you want people filming? Like actually.
Yeah. Huh. We'll check it out, and we'll let you guys know. We'll talk more about Metarama as it approaches, though. Definitely a very peculiar topic, and I hope it's not a scam or like a sketchy event.
There's so many weird, like, what is, like, what, why? Who knows?
We are talking about Hector going after. I know I talk about him every goddamn. I can't stop talking about OpTic.
To be fair, it's a
keeps
hot
progressing,
subject,
and it keeps progressing.
Yeah. There's always new stuff to talk about.
Why
wouldn't we talk?
Which
about
I love it.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for following it with us. Hector is now
Definitely.
new information, new sources saying he is pursuing the Overwatch team, the Houston Outlaws, but also sources saying he's pursuing his own organization.
Right.
Now let me hit you with this, Zan, and then we can kind of think this through together because I had a video about this. Did okay. You know, people are trying to brainstorm with me. So Infinite gets sold to Immortals.
Okay, yeah.
Immortals now owns everything under the Infinite umbrella,
Gotcha.
which includes the OpTic Gaming brand and name.
Okay.
But apparently OpTic, according to sources out there, had also trademarked the Green Wall name.
Separately.
Yes.
Okay.
So with that being said, if Hector, partial owner still in Infinite as well as OpTic, wants to go on his own, he has to either buy one of those names back from Immortals, which they like. In my opinion, they wouldn't sell the OpTic Gaming name.
Yeah,
I think
definitely wouldn't sell OpTic. Maybe they'd sell the Green Wall.
Maybe, and I think they should. A lot of us probably agree they probably should. They get a good price if they get a good price for it.
Yeah.
But then it becomes how much are you willing to pay for a name?
Right.
A whole other debacle we could have. So with that being said, I asked the viewers, if he wants his own organization and wants this Houston Outlaws team. Because if he goes after the Overwatch team, he can't own it and be under the Immortals umbrella because they already have it.
Yeah, definitely. He would have to divest.
The question is, what does he call his new organization?
The Red Wall.
Great. Just completely contradict everything he has built for years and just go the Red Wall.
Yeah. Complete heel turn.
I knew I couldn't trust you.
He was secretly a fan of the books with the animals.
Take phase colors. Just take phase colors immediately.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Start a new collab with like Banks.
Oh my god! Oh gosh! You imagine the turn that would be?
Yeah,
Hector and Banks.
that'd be wild.
Oh my gosh! Especially amidst all the drama.
Yeah, I mean, after the year we've had, I almost wouldn't even be surprised.
Really?
Just think about all the stuff that's happened this year.
You know what?
It's
You're
all
right.
nonsense.
If Hector teams up with Banks, I would not be that surprised. I would be pretty surprised.
Yeah.
But it's all the realms of possibility.
Yeah. A year ago, I would have said hard no. What are you talking about? You're crazy.
Yeah,
now,
who
knows?
I'd much rather have it be Nade Shot and Hector. But either way, the best one I saw from viewers was Hectic Gaming. I thought it was pretty freaking cool.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
I mean, I don't think it'd be great, but like it'd be like it's not too bad.
No, yeah, it does kind of sound like one of those like small orgs that like forms at like a high school or something.
That is totally true.
But.
Other people saying Hector's OpTic, but it still has the word OpTic in it. So I'll go back through in the comments and give you more in the future. But that's the ultimate question: is if these sources are true, which I mean, presumably, I thought it was going to be OpTic allowing the Call of Duty team to continue underneath the OpTic Gaming name.
Right.
But now apparently Hector wants out, and does he take the COD team with him? Can they afford a CWL and then an OWL team?
That's a lot of money. I mean, like just the spots for CWL and OWL alone is like millions and millions of dollars.
And for me, especially when we talk about the esports bubble, whenever I start talking about this topic, I just start thinking, this can't work out. Like this.
No,
you know how many startup esports organizations go bust?
Probably like easily 95%, right?
And yes, he has such a huge fan base, but with that being said, a lot of money to retain his COD team, Overwatch team, and even get those spots.
Right.
To me, it seems hectic.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna. Okay. I'll leave.
To be fair, like I feel like people always have to keep in mind that Hector has a lot of fans, yeah, but esports fans, historically speaking, don't put a ton of money up front into teams. You know,
That is very, yeah.
like I think when we were talking about the bubble burst thing, I think it was something like, I don't know, like 3% of fans had spent like a reasonable, like an appreciable amount of money
Yeah, and
over the course of a year.
And even with that being said, if you pay money to go to an event, that's not you supporting the team. I mean,
No,
you
yeah.
are. You're physically, not financially.
Yeah.
When you buy merch, yes. But how much merch you got to buy to keep OpTic afloat, or keep the new team
right.
afloat when they're spending tens of millions of
Can
dollars?
only have so many OpTic gaming hoodies in the
Yeah, you can
closet,
only
right?
sell so many T-shirts. So for me, I'm still worried. Of course, I'll keep you guys posted. Keep on writing names down below as well for the future of OpTic and Hector. I'm just a bit weary going forward.
Okay, an update to the loot box ban.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so basically, several game development companies are being brought into legal proceedings, kind of legal. Like, I mean, I think they're being brought before it's Congress. I'm pretty sure it's Congress. To talk about loot boxes and their place in games, so that congressional members can better vote on the bill, so they actually understand everything that's going on. Right?
So all these guys
As
who
usually
don't play
happens.
video games can understand what
Yeah.
loot boxes are.
Yeah. As happens, just same type of situation as when they brought in the CEO of Google to talk about privacy and such, right? Anyway, this was some of the best spin I've ever seen in my entire life.
What do you mean by spin?
Like PR spin. Here,
Okay.
you'll get what I mean when I
Like really good titles or what?
No, yeah.
Did they clickbait us?
It'll make sense.
All right.
After so, Congressman basically asking, do you consider loot boxes to be an ethical feature of your games? Which is a fun question.
It's a fair question.
Yeah, very fair.
Very fair question.
He's asking this
no.
EA rep, right?
Oh god, yo, let me hear this.
All right. This is verbatim. We don't call them loot boxes. And then she gets interrupted, and she circles back around to it, and she says, we actually look at them as surprise mechanics.
No. Get the frick out. No.
Surprise mechanics.
Are you actually
I'm
like
so
word
serious.
for word?
Word for word, surprise mechanics.
They're not loot boxes. They're surprise mechanics. Dude, if my grandma knew about video games, that's something she would say.
Yeah, right.
I don't even know how do you develop those words? I've never heard anything close to surprise mechanics.
This is somehow better than all the joke other ways that people came up for them. Like, people were saying they should just change loot boxes and call them mini buys.
Yeah.
Right? To try to circumvent.
Yeah.
Wow, surprise mechanics.
Because that she had some sort of counsel tell her, we'll call them surprise mechanics.
Oh yeah, she wrapped that into her whole she had an example to go along with it too.
You think is that a way to try and go around some sort of
definitely
legal ruling?
Definitely.
That's what they gotta call them?
No, probably not. They're probably using it as language to try and make the situation relatable in a way that it actually isn't to the Congress people.
Yeah,
because
maybe.
then she proceeded to compare them to Kinder Surprise eggs. And she was like, "Yeah, have you ever had a Kinder Surprise egg?"
No.
Okay, they're I don't think they're sold in America anymore.
So that explains.
Yeah, that they may not be. I don't know.
Have you guys ever had a Kinder Surprise egg?
They're chocolate. I'm allergic to chocolate. I don't know. I'm not the best source of info on Kinder
you've
Surprise
never
eggs.
Had
Yeah, but I know about them, right?
Okay.
They're basically chocolate eggs with a little surprise toy on the inside.
They're surprise toys.
Yeah,
Surprise
they're
chocolate egg toy.
it's like a random. You get a random toy inside your chocolate.
It's a mechanic, dude.
Right? Yeah. And she's like, "Yeah, loot boxes are like that." And she's like, according to her, they actually say loot boxes are ethical. They see them as quite ethical, and they think people find them quite fun and enjoyable.
I don't blame them for the back half. Fun and enjoyable. Many people do. The fact that they call them surprise mechanics and quite ethical is...
Yeah, right? That is
Have EA released percentages of their case? Because I know a few developers have had to actually release the case odds. Psyonix did, and Valve did at least. I think Blizzard might have as well.
I think it's heavily dependent on the country, right?
Okay.
Because in all those other cases, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this because I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure those companies were forced into it because in other countries like China and such, those numbers have to be disclosed.
Oh, yeah. I know Valve was definitely, for CSGO, Valve was forced into it because China did it first, and then Valve had to release it. I'm just I don't know if EA has.
Yeah, I don't know that they have either.
I don't know. I don't want to say they haven't, but I don't think they have. But we could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know how much of an audience they have in places like China. So I could very much see them like trying to pull something like, oh, we're just not gonna, we couldn't afford Chinese translators, so the next FIFA.
Yeah, but trust us, the odds are good. They're fine.
Yeah, they're good. They're fine. No worries.
They're quite ethical odds. Whatever that is.
You're gonna find them fun. It's gonna be a surprise mechanic in the game.
That would be a nice surprise though. If they have not released them yet, all of a sudden they have to release them because of this, and people find out, wow, that is quite the bad odds.
I feel like people underestimate how much money these loot boxes bring. Excuse me.
Excuse you, dude.
Yeah, been coughing all day. So in 2017, which was the most recent, fully accurate number I could find for FIFA, just for Ultimate Team, that alone contributed over $800 million.
Holy.
In 2017.
Okay, in 2017. So
it's probably more now.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably presume it's more now.
Yeah,
wow.
I would say by now, I would not be surprised if that's bringing in, easily $1 billion.
Yeah.
Every year.
That's how big FIFA is. Oh, my goodness gracious. And that's just one EA game. Mm-hmm. Holy, imagine. Oh, my. Of course they're quite ethical then. You want to keep them around.
Yeah, right? I think, and I've seen this defense from a lot of people, people outside of EA, anyway, just writers and journalists in the gaming sphere have talked about how loot boxes are a necessary evil to support all these license fees and all that for all these games, right? And just as an example, Take-Two actually paid. They're the people who make NBA 2K and all that. They paid $1.1 billion to the NBA.
Billion with a B.
Billion with a B, to the NBA for the license to use their players for 7 years.
Oh my goodness gracious!
But if you take into account, if you take FIFA, the Ultimate Team numbers, which I assume is probably a little bit higher than what Take-Two makes on average off of NBA 2K, but they're making that back easy.
Yeah,
probably within let's say 3 years. Tops.
I would assume so if that's what they offer up. Yeah.
Yeah. So they really don't need loot boxes to be this whole egregious. Everything's gotta be a surprise.
But the more money, more power, man. Why not cash out while you can? I
mean,
especially if they're being back. It seems like for me that the EA is being backed down into a slow corner. So especially when it came to the other loot box bill with Josh Hawley, he seemed to be targeting EA as well. So their future might be limited. So maybe they're gonna try and squash out a few more.
Yeah, I'm just worried that EA is gonna poison the well for everyone else.
Okay, for the future games out there who want to do.
Yeah, you say Overwatch, right? Overwatch's loot boxes aren't that bad. It's just cosmetic stuff. I mean, and you get free ones fairly frequently. I think every time I've logged into Overwatch recently, I don't play super often now, but I still play maybe a couple times a month. I've gotten 3 or 4 free loot boxes just for my endorsement level. Yeah. And yeah, Overwatch is fine, I would say, but stuff like FIFA.
A bit on the more abusive side, I would say.
A little bit.
We just want to hop into the next one because I was drinking this caffeine, Zan. I thought, caffeine's a drug, and I that's probably it's. Oh gosh,
solid start.
it's one of it's.
Somebody just looked up from their monitor going what? I'm doing drugs right now?
You thought I was innocent, huh? You think I'm this wiry on my own? It's the only drug I consume. But with that being said, I have a story with us about drugs and back to OpTic as well.
Okay.
While they still have their CSGO team, which is currently being sold, it was actually this past weekend at a DreamHack summer event. Their coach was stopped at the gates of a DreamHack event.
Oh, yeah. I heard about this.
For having drugs, dude.
Yeah.
What do you think about stopping coaches or players with drugs?
I think it makes sense to an extent. They probably, based on what I heard about the situation, they definitely could have been way more discreet in the way they handled it.
Yeah.
Especially considering this person's public profile, his relation to the team and all that. They didn't have to go about it that way. But I mean, obviously they did have to check and legally speaking.
And to clarify, it was the OpTic Coach, currently known as Rugga, and it was ibuprofen, I believe, and a substance which is kind of similar to Tylenol.
Yeah.
So they were only mild pain relief, but I think he had actually taken them out of their original
Yeah,
and put them in different packages.
I'd heard that.
Which I would certainly be skeptical of if I was a security guard and all of a sudden this coach is bringing in supposed pills and I don't recognize, and you're at an event which people can benefit from taking said drugs.
Right.
I totally understand that the side of them stopping him. I don't know how much of an outburst was made by this because it was actually Rugga taking to Twitter to announce he'd been stopped by the police. Eventually, the event apologized to him.
Right.
So I'm not sure if they were like, carting him away with 14 police behind him.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like anything like they stopped the event.
Yeah.
Police stormed the stage.
We got a coach out here with pills. And it's like, it's Rugga. And then it's not like
Rugga's doing drugs.
It's not like they were, and like pulling. Hold still. It's like, got pills in one hand and just drops them. It's not like they were doing anything like extreme.
Not.
I understand both sides. I understand what you said. He's a coach.
Yeah.
You got to respect his presence. He has not been caught doing this before, so you got to, take it carefully. But also you got to,
Yeah, you still got to check in and say, hey, what's up, my guy?
Yeah, is that really Tylenol? Is that really, I don't know, it was like Metal.
No, yeah.
That's how it's pronounced.
I heard actually that it was ibuprofen and Tylenol, and because he had them in just like a plastic baggie, the heat had kind of melted them, and they had combined like slightly.
To make super pills.
And then they gave off like the appearance of potentially being cocaine or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would assume because they were in baggies. First of all, why are you taking them out of the packages?
Okay, see, that makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, because I take a lot of pills. My body is messed up.
I'm clean.
Yeah.
For now.
But anyway, so like if you say you're traveling for an event or something, right? You don't want to take like actually like 3 or 4 pill bottles, right? Especially if you're only gonna need like 1 or 2 of one pill. And okay, I want like 3 ibuprofens, 3 Tylenols. Let me just throw my ibuprofens and Tylenols in a bag, and then just throw that in my backpack, and I'm good to go.
Or keep them all in one.
Yeah, who has to deal with the bottle?
You know what? You're the one guy that I've talked to that's like, you know what? I understand that. Okay, Zan, take his side. I understand. I think we can both agree, though. They could have handled it better, but it was like kind of reasonable. I thought it was really interesting, though, to see a guy finally stop with drugs. I'm glad they're stopping people with drugs.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes time for a coach bringing in drugs. Turns out to be nothing, though.
Yeah. That's for the best. I'm glad everything resolved peacefully.
Yeah. No violence. Rugga just starts swinging.
Just throwing both. You'll never take me alive.
And the OpTic Coach has not been seen since.
I know for a fact you're not ready for the next one.
Oh, no.
I am not ready for the next one.
Okay.
I'm putting on my glasses.
Oh, I should have brought mine in here.
I got notes.
This
is serious.
Oh, okay. Well, let me just...
All right.
All right, I think I'm ready for you. Just got to stretch the draft neck.
Yeah,
frick.
You overstretch a bit?
Just got an inch longer up here.
All right. Randy Watch.
Yes!
Here we are.
Let's go. Randy Watch number 7.
I got so much to talk about. This is a whole story. This ain't just the Randy Watch. This is a topic.
Run the Randy Watch intro. Hit me with it.
All right. I went down a rabbit hole last night.
Oh,
okay?
no.
So you texted me saying, like, you and Madge, we were texting, like, about the Keemstar thing when it was first happening.
Yes,
right?
we were.
I didn't engage a ton because I was already down.
Because you were at 6 feet under.
I was just... I read the Randy article about 30 minutes before you texted me.
Okay.
And that triggered, like...
And I have heard a few things about
I did not sleep last night.
Randy kept me awake all night.
All right. I'm gonna paint a picture for everybody because I know this is a lot. I know not everybody's been keeping up with this specific situation. All right, so this all started back in 2018.
Oh no!
When Randy sued, let me get his name, the corporate counsel for Gearbox, right? Gearbox being Randy Pitchford's company, the developers of Borderlands and Duke Nukem Forever and Aliens, Colonial Marines, and all that jazz, right? Corporate counsel is essentially like an in-house lawyer, just in case people aren't familiar, right? And he alleged that this guy was misappropriating company funds, right? He said this guy was using company credit cards for personal stuff.
Randy was accusing someone else of doing this.
He was accusing this other guy, Wade Callender.
What a name.
Yeah, I know, right? Up until now, we had no further information about the subject. All that we heard was a statement from Gearbox saying that the allegations made by a disgruntled former employee are absurd with no basis in reality or law. We look forward to addressing this meritless lawsuit in court and have no further comment at this time.
And that's speaking of Wade's countersuit towards Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Randy said something similar. He was like, yeah, all false, all lies, none of this happened, right?
All right, as he probably should.
Mm-hmm. And I assumed we wouldn't hear any more about it until the court case next year.
Mm-hmm.
But, so
Always a but with Randy.
Wade's lawyers just entered a new piece of evidence into the lawsuit, right?
Oh,
which is an amended contract between Randy Pitchford and Gearbox and the publisher for Borderlands 2K games.
Mm-hmm.
That basically says that Randy got that $12 million and the other co-founder got $3 million, right?
Yeah.
Legally speaking. Right? But the way in which they got this money is where things get dicey. Like super, super dicey. There was a Sega employee who went online after this had all originally come out back in like 2013 and was essentially like, hey, yeah, here's the deal. Gearbox essentially just took that millions of dollars that were supposed to go towards Aliens and put it into other stuff and just didn't tell Sega. So they essentially just stole the money, right? And the employee was detailing like all this other stuff about like, how this affected him and his friends and all that, right? Employee disappeared. Gone.
What the?
That's what happened. And to be fair, that wasn't Randy personally. That was likely Sega, because Sega just does. Japan is just like that, very much so.
Japan just has people disappear. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, that's just business as usual, especially with like Sega. And this is where it also gets even more interesting. So for years, I've just thought, like, it's been something in my head. Like, I know Randy doesn't like going to Japan. And it's just been something that's in my mind, right?
Are you connecting these series together?
Yeah. It's getting.
Randy's never going to go to Japan.
The dots are connected. Okay. It's like my thought process is often, well, yeah, water is wet, the sky is blue. Randy doesn't like Japan. Whatever, right?
3 key points to the world.
Yeah, crucial truths about life, right? Turns out, Sega very likely has a Yakuza hit out on Randy.
Yo, you can't just throw this out there.
Sega, normally what would happen like in today's day and age with most companies, right? If a company like Sega was giving Gearbox millions of dollars and then Gearbox put out something like, I don't know, like Aliens or put out something like Anthem, right? Because Gearbox was working as a studio for hire from Sega. They weren't a part of Sega. Mm-hmm. Sega they'd probably sue or something, right? Try to recoup some of those funds. Mm-hmm. They cut ties. They just cut ties, and then probably very quietly, we're just like, hey, yeah, you guys want to... Because Sega very explicitly has Yakuza ties. Like, they gave up trying to hide
You're
it.
really losing me in all these. So let's wrap this. So where do you think the story goes then? Apparently, Randy skimmed off the top. Him and his partner had both done bad things. Mm-hmm. Money that could have possibly benefited his company, but instead put it in his own pocket. And now you're all of a sudden saying the Yakuza are going to get involved and chop Randy.
Yeah,
forgive me, you're
so
losing
many
us.
Dots. Yeah, no worries. I'm sorry to be going on about this for so long, but I'll bring my cork board.
Yeah,
next time.
Please do.
With all the dots.
Yeah, just
and everything.
Lines over Randy's face to Yakuza and back to Sega.
We could do like a whole 40-minute video of just me being like, you see this?
Yeah, we need a full explanation of the situation, apparently, if you're going to deep dive with it.
It's wild.
And I'm super curious if any of you guys are actually following the situation, because for me, it's kind of like, a lot of things don't add up, and it seems like he very easily could get away with it, but then you bring the whole, hit group into it, so you never know what's going to happen. Don't go to Japan, Randy.
Yeah, I'll just end on this. For everybody who is saying that Randy should just be fired from Gearbox or let go from Gearbox or anything like that, it's not going to happen. Gearbox is a private company. Randy is an owner of that company. I mean, he's not going to fire himself. Mm-hmm. That's just how it works.
And I think if we could, if you guys want us to, I would gladly come back for a single episode to have you tie this together into one contingent piece, one continuous piece, so we can actually understand the full story.
Maybe something more coherent. We'll see if you guys have interest in that as well.
Because I can tell it's making you just think about a lot of things out there.
I have like 4 Google documents.
So we're ready for it.
I have a spreadsheet. I've never made a spreadsheet for personal use in my life.
Okay, so if the world is ready for it, we'll bring it back on. We'll have some sort of plan for explaining this whole Randy story.
Yeah.
And whatever his future might hold, whether it's being hit off or whether it's just cashing out and going to his own private island.
Or it's his magic business. You know?
This is his big magic trick.
Because that's
He's
where all
gonna
the money
disappear
went.
one
That's
day.
where all the money went, to his magic company.
Do you blame the guy?
Yes.
Got to get started fun somehow. He's a thinker. I'll give him that. He's a goddamn thinker.
He's a schemer.
That's one way to put it, yeah.
Definitely.
This sketchy little, slimy little schemer. As per usual, thank you for watching Esports News or the Esports Rewind podcast. We really do appreciate you guys, as always. It's been a crazy, crazy week. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, thanks for bearing with us.
Yes, thank you guys, as always.
We're both beat. I know I put up, like, at this point in time, it's Wednesday, I put up more articles than I normally do in a week.
Yeah, I mean, do you hear yourself? You sound like you're freaking falling apart over there. So we're doing as much as we can, guys. Make sure to keep on coming back each and every week. We do appreciate you. As always, thank you for watching the Esports Rewind podcast. Cheers, Zan.
Cheers.
And we'll see you all next time.